Hey y'all, this is Marta Kay. Got a quick story I want to share with you that came out on Friday, January 27th in the Defense News. U.S. Navy suspends work at 4 West Coast dry docks over seismic risk. Pay attention to this type of news. This is a big deal. I don't know if you've been paying attention to all of the earthquakes that the USGS has not been reporting on. There have been earthquakes all over the world in the ocean, deep earthquakes deep underground, which have been posing a risk of tsunamis. This is important in particular because in the United States, they have not been telling us about this. We have been having earthquakes all over the country and they're barely discussed. Some places are having earthquakes almost every day and they're barely talking about them. So there's this expectation that the San Andreas fault is going to let loose a big one and it's overdue. But there's also the poles are shifting. And so they are expecting something cataclysmic to happen. I'm just keeping it real. And they're not really talking about it. They're alluding to it, but they're not talking about it. So let me read you this story quickly, and then I'll put the link in the description so that you can read it. And I'll also include another story about an asteroid demonstration that they've done recently that has the potential to destroy all living things on this earth, like it did during the era of the dinosaurs, or at least that's what they say. So I'm sharing these stories with you because I want you to understand how little information that we're getting, and you're going to have to use your good brain to put these things together. These things are not happening in a vacuum. There are a lot of things happening globally. Some of them are man-made, some of them are natural, but it does not matter at this point. What you need to understand is that we don't have any control over any of it. And if you're not preparing to endure to the end, you are preparing or to just be a victim. So do the best you can, but please don't say you weren't warned. I want y'all to be prepared for whatever. So the U.S. Navy will immediately suspend submarine repair work at 4 dry docks in Washington state following new concerns about their ability to withstand seismic activity, service leaders told Defense News. Now, I find this very suspicious, especially with the timing, because there are submarines and ships all surrounding the country as a show of force and maybe even to attack us. So to not have our submarine dry docks available to repair ships and subs is real suspicious. Also, what is suspicious is the fact that Washington State is so close to Alaska, so it's close to Russia, it's close to the Pacific Ocean, and you know about what's going on in Taiwan with China. And also, for the last couple of years, China and Canada have been doing war games or strategies, and, just preparing. And it's just so suspect, y'all. It just feels like we're being attacked from all sides, and people who are supposed to be our friends are our enemies. Our enemies are our enemies, and we're just here sitting ducks. So I don't know. That's I don't know. I just cannot believe I'm seeing this. I can't believe other people aren't seeing this. I just feel like I'm a pawn in a game and I can't win it. I have no control. That's the best. This is how it is. All right, the Navy identified new concerns related to dry docks 4, 5, and 6 at Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, as well as the dry dock at Trident Refit Facility, Bangor. Two service officials told Defense News on Thursday. They stressed there is no immediate risk and that this step is strictly preventative, allowing a team of more than 100 experts to more fully study the four dry docks and better understand the mitigation steps are required for longer term safety. All four dry docks are currently empty and do not have any imminent submarine maintenance availabilities planned, the officials said. The team has the support of Navy leadership to move as quickly and safely as possible to get the dry docks operational again and minimize the impact to the fleet. This disruption comes at a time when the submarine force is already strained. 18 attack submarines fleet-wide are in a maintenance period or pierside waiting to enter one, nearly double the number of subs that should be sidelined for maintenance per Navy scheduling assumptions. Now, why is that? Why is that? In a wartime effort, we're fighting everybody everywhere, and our subs are pierside or in a maintenance period. 18 attack subs. Meanwhile, we're surrounded. So, I don't know if this news story is meant to give the appearance that we're down and we're not. If it is actual news, I don't know, but it's so disturbing to me. Puget Sound Naval Shipyard is the primary location for attack submarine and aircraft carrier maintenance on the West Coast. Trident Refit Facility, Bangor, tends to the West Coast ballistic missile submarine fleet. The Navy routinely conducts seismic risk assessments on offshore facilities in earthquake-prone areas. The service has previously performed several of these assessments at Puget Sound and took corrective actions based on the results. This time, however, more modern scientific techniques and technologies cued the Navy to concerns of which they were previously unaware. So-called level 1 and level 2 seismic events could potentially cause dry dock structural failures that pose a risk to our sailors and workforce and damage to our submarines, an official explained. So this is a picture of a submarine getting maintenance. Naval Facilities Engineering Systems Command and other commands conducted this study last year with the goal of better modeling of potential outcomes of several types of major earthquakes, one official said. The firm WSP USA conducted the engineering analysis and submitted its findings in late October, identifying potential dry dock failure during a seismic event and the necessity to postpone docking submarines in the four affected locations as safety of the shipyard workers, the surrounding community, preservation of the environment are the utmost concern to the Navy. Since October, short-term mitigations have been put in place, and it's really important here that these were proactive steps taken in order to ensure the safety of our of our sailors, shipyard workforce, and the public and the environment, another official said. The effort culminated in the decision announced to the Puget Sound and Bangor workforce Friday to cease operations at these four dry docks until further assessment and mitigation takes place. So that means if they move these submarines, they're going to take them someplace else, and that basically leaves the West Coast unprotected. Perhaps. It may all be a lie, but based on this, it's troubling. The officials said all dry docks in the area were built at different times and under different Navy construction codes. Other dry docks at the yard will remain active, including Dry Dock 2, which is currently working on the guided missile submarine Ohio. An official said the concern over these four particular dry docks is directly tied to the nature of their design and construction. As for the next steps, as well as potential timelines and costs associated with the mitigation work, an official said that it's too early to tell. But anywho, I just wanted to share this story with you because it is alarming to me. And when I tell you that you can see the gradual demolition of this country, the neglect from not doing anything, all those tax cuts to the rich, and not having enough money to take care of home, our own infrastructure, like everything is coming to a head. And again, some of it is intentional, some of it is just things happen over time, but it does feel like a gradual, constant demolishing of this country, our infrastructure, our supply chain, our jobs, our food sources, governance, law, order, everything. It's just it's very hard to watch it happen. Some days I hate I can see it, but I can't see it and not tell you, and I can't unsee it once I've seen it. So I just want you all to know what I see so that you can understand what's coming. The gist of this is what I have been thinking for a long time. It's either we're going to have a huge earthquake and tsunamis will happen, coast will be eroded away. Those nuclear subs with the tsunami could come inland, destroy our own territory, and they want to move them so they won't be in danger. Like, I don't know if maybe it's just an excuse to move those things. Again, I don't know. I'm just telling you, this is the news. Things are happening in our world, and we need to pay attention. So, with that said, this is on Defense News. U.S. Navy suspends work at 4 West Coast dry docks over seismic risk. Came out Friday. I will put the link in the description. Please read the story for yourself. Check out what is going on with Defense News, being that we are in multiple wars at multiple different stages, and we're not going to be able to defend ourselves against all these different people. Oh, I'm sorry, all these different nations. So with that said, please like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my Rumble and my Odyssey channels in case this channel is deleted. Just keep an eye out on what's happening in the country, around the world, and don't be deceived, people. Something really nefarious is going on, and if you are not in the know, you're going to be caught off guard and potentially harmed by the lack of information. So I appreciate you all who are staying awake and keeping up with what's going on. Love y'all. Want y'all to be well. All right. I'm out to the next story.